According to the Buddhist tradition, there are 4 pains that man must suffer. Being born, growing old, becoming sick, and dying. Tough life makes me ask these questions. Why am I living? Who am I? I travel the road of suffering in search of answers and to find my internal Buddha. Mountain of Gods. That's what Gyeongsan Mountain is called. It's long been worshipped as the center of all mountains, a great mountain retaining the energy of the Korean peninsula. Millennium-old temples are nestled in every corner. Having stood on the same spot for 1,600 years, Gapsa Temple is the oldest among the temples remaining in Gyeongsan Mountain.
We came to this temple because we expected a very ancient temple here, one of the oldest temples in Korea, and expected to be located here in a very beautiful scenery in harmony with nature.
The name Gapsa means the best of the temples in the tradition of Buddhist practices and in dignity. The worship service held on the first day of every lunar month is a tradition passed down from the time when Buddha was still alive. It's a chance to look back on past mistakes and start the month fresh with a new resolve.
오늘 첫날 오면 한 달이 편한 것 같아요. 마음이.
Today is the boundary between time gone by and time coming. The path to find myself is a road without road. Doryang, a place of training, carries on the tradition of Zen discipline, the root of Korea's spiritual culture. It's a place where monks train to identify their real nature. How they reach that understanding is passed down from a teacher to his disciples. What is meditation, and how can it dispel all of life's afflictions? A senior monk who has inherited the essence of Zen method picks up a long bamboo stick. Strict tradition of Zen teaches practitioners that sleep is a waste of time. This monk had been a taxi driver for 20 years. He claims to have overcome his timid self only after joining a monastic order at age 49. A moment of lapsed concentration immediately brings the senior monk's unforgiving bamboo stick.
네가 우주의 주인공이다. 왜 네가 얼마 그렇게 네 자신을 자신 있게 살지 못하고 남이 뭐라고 하면 바깥에 내버리고 산다. 네가 자신 있게 네 인생을 살라고 가르쳐 주는 게 부처님이라요.
Buddha attained enlightenment after 7 days of Zen meditation.
나의 존재를 확인하려고 직접적으로 나를 관찰해보고 내가 무엇일까 하고 생각해보는 그 자체를 참선이라고 하는 겁니다.
Buddha returned to himself after wandering around in search of utopia. Saturday night, when even visitors have gone back home, people stream into a room in the temple. This is a meditation session for ordinary citizens held every Saturday. It's a ritual to empty out your mind and find a road without road. These people come from all different backgrounds. What made them leave the cities behind and seek out this silence?
항상 하루하루가 이렇게 보내다 보면은 허무한 건 있어요. 내가 무엇인지. 그냥 오늘 하루도 또 이렇게 가버렸구나.
이번에 그 희망퇴직이 있어요. 그래서 가장 먼저 해야 될 일이 나를 찾는 일이다. 그래갖고 그냥 쏟아진 거죠.
For 5 hours, from 10 o'clock at night they immerse in empty silence. They are not allowed to sleep or even lean against anything. Midnight brings the first crisis.
어려워요. 발도 막 저릿저릿하고 힘듭니다. 그 아프고 하면 그 자체가 나냐? 아니다 이거요.
A merciless bamboo stick reprimands the inept practitioners.
차츰 계속 묻다 보면 그건 내가 아니기 때문에 저력이 사라져요.
They finally transcend their bodily beings and find their true selves. I can see myself clearly only after discarding myself. But my heart is in conflict from self-pity and attachment.
하나도 생각이 없는 그걸까지 들어가야 되는데 우리는 그 연습을 하는 거죠.
Buddhists believe that agony is basically caused by greed, anger, and ignorance. These people are trying to remove those poisons from their hearts. A cycle of 45-minute meditation and a 15-minute break is repeated.
이런 데가 이쪽이 아프다 저쪽이 아프다 막 그래요. 나는 무엇인가 열심히 참고하다 보니까 행복해져요. 모든 욕심이 다 내려져요. 마음이 부자가 되니까.
Zen practitioners return to sitting meditation mode after walking meditation. The question posed before them in their quest for self is, what am I? A day has gone by, and another day dawns. 6 in the morning, time for breakfast at the temple. The monks enter carrying their own bowls.
부처님께서는 평생 동안 모든 제자와 함께 바르고양을 하셨기 때문에 우리 부처님 제자들은 저에서 다 부처님처럼 그래 이 바르고양을 법대로 그래 하고 있습니다.
The monks' bowls are called baru. There are 4 different sized bowls, one each for rice, soup, side dishes, and chungsu, or cleansing water. A meal at the temple is a lesson in virtue. Eating is to satisfy the mind and spirit, not the stomach. The meal starts by distributing chungsu water and washing the bowl with it. One of the 4 bowls is used to teach the process of washing and emptying. Where has this food come from? Are my virtues worthy of it? I throw away all the greed in my heart and accept this food to sustain my body. I receive this meal to attain enlightenment. The rite of silence is observed during the entire meal. They start with a prayer thanking the people who made this food possible. They practice the idea of equality by filling the bowls only halfway and sharing the food equally. At the end of the meal, they have to wash the leftovers with water and drink it. The intention is to honor the hard work that went into making the food and not to waste even a grain of rice. Then the bowls and utensils are washed with the 청수 water.
이 그릇을 씻은 이 물을 청소물이라고 하는 겁니다. 그냥 버리는 게 아니고 아기한테 갖다 주면은 그 아기는 이 물을 먹고 마음적으로 몸으로 그 배고픔의 괴로움에서 벗어나는 것입니다. 아기에게는 아주 소중한 중요한 공양이 되는 겁니다. 그게 물이.
A single meal contains sympathy for all beings and all the values that make the world beautiful. Suddenly, they come to regret the overly abundant and wasteful lifestyle in the secular world. Buddhist teaching says anyone can become Buddha. And the way to become Buddha is not in the scriptures, but in the human heart. Because I too was Buddha in the beginning. The abbot, or father of Shinwonsa Temple, came to live in a temple at age 6 to escape war and poverty. Later, he became a Buddhist monk.
스님들 그리는 그림은 선화. 그리고 선화라는 것은 하나의 참선, 공부하는 속의 하나의 일부분이다 이렇게 생각하고 이 소나무가 다른 나무에 비해서 사철 프로잖아요. 프로서 하나의 그 이제 변하지 않는 마음, 수행자도 하나의 변하지 않는 마음을 가지고 어려워도 그걸 딛고 가야 된다는 생각으로 이제 소나무를 하나의 변하지 않는 심지라 그럴까.
A new day begins at a temple lighted with candles, representing people's sincere wishes. A monk leaves the residence as he sets off for a long journey. He's embarking on the latest of more than 100 pilgrimages he has made to the sacred site once or twice a year for the past 50 years. Deep in Nesorak, 1,244 meters above sea level, there is a sacred place where anyone can go, but only by climbing on all fours. Bongjongam Hermitage in Soraksan Mountain is located at the highest altitude among the 5 great Sarira pagodas in Korea. Buddha's brain sariras were enshrined 1,300 years ago in the 5-story pagoda at the mountain peak. It is said that 3 trips to Bongjeongam over a lifetime will make your wish come true. Seishimgyo Bridge in front of Gapsa Temple is the starting point of the climb. Tens of thousands of stone towers dot the creek running beneath the bridge, representing the wishes of people who have passed through here. Heavy rainstorms in the summer and floods topple the stone towers. But every year, the stone columns are built back up again and again. These stone towers are here for eternity. It takes at least 7 hours to travel the 22 kilometers round trip from Gapsa Temple to Jeongmyo-bogung. The trek is so rough that supposedly only 10 out of 1,000 pilgrims make it to the top. Even strong young men are said to dread climbing up to Bongjeongam Hermitage near the peak of Soraksan Mountain. Amazingly, though, there are climbers carrying heavy bundles on their backs. This middle-aged man is hauling a load that towers over him. Why is he carrying all those boxes when the hike is hard enough as it is?
지금 여기는 5가지 야채하고 거기 분양간의 처사님들이 선물하고.
He says it's his 6th trip up to Bongjeongam. Last night he had completed 3,000 bows, his monthly ritual, before leaving for the hermitage.
베푸는 거죠. 저희가 올라가서 오늘 밥을 먹게 되면요. 어제 그 누가 올라오면서 가져왔던 그 먹어요, 저희가. 남을 위한다고 하지만은 결국은 제 자신을 위한 거예요. 왜? 제가 이렇게 하는 것이 저는 좋으니까.
He had been a truck driver for 12 years before changing his job to driving an express bus, but was unable to settle into the new job. This is a fight with a weak self. He volunteered to perform this penance to restrain his urges and overcome his aversions.
나의 한계가 어디까지인지 확인해보고 싶어. 이게 가다가 힘들면 막 쉬고 싶은 생각이 들잖아요. 그걸 참는 거예요. 좀 더 하는 거예요.
During his 6 hikes up to Bongjeongam, he realized that everything in the world depended on your perspective. The mountain becomes steeper as he goes up. He reaches the 630-meter point, just halfway to the destination. His mother had become a Buddhist nun, but was dragged back home by his grandfather. She got married and had him. Perhaps he's drawn to this place by that fleeting prenatal connection to Buddha. Having devoted himself to this endeavor, he says it would be tough all the same, even if he went up empty-handed. This woman on her 27th trip to Bongjeongam attempts to carry his packages.
아이고 세상에. 아니 이게 어쩐 일이오? 아니 가볍다고 더니 아이고 세상에. 아이고.
아 그게 들고 가는 거 보면 가볍지. 지금 이게
쌀이 40kg도 넘겠네.
한 40kg는 안 돼.
People have different reasons for enduring such arduous climbs to reach Bongjeongam. An elderly woman with silver-flecked hair is walking up to Bongjeongam by herself. Each step seems to weigh a ton.
할만하세요?
못 가도 가야지요. 왔으니까 못 가도 가야지.
She says she has no regrets, for she is walking up this trail during her lifetime. But soaring flights of steep stairs block her way.
나 죽기 전에 여기 한번 왔다 가려고. 그냥 내가 내 속마음을 비우려고.
This hiking trail doesn't care whether you're rich or powerful.
아유, 괜찮아요. 저 혼자 그냥 올라갈게요. 스님 먼저 가셔요. 안에 가세요. 아니, 스님 먼저 가셔요.
It allows passage to only those who can conquer it on their own.
우리 식구들 다 건강해달라고. 건강하게 해주십시오 하려고.
Time for self-reflection is found in the midst of physical pain.
저 좀 봐, 세상에.
At 1,100 meters above sea level, close to the summit, the water takes on the colors of the mountain. Galdak Hill, the last gateway to Bongjangan. From here on, the climb gets dangerously rocky and strenuous, almost forcing visitors to crawl on all fours. This is the last obstacle testing your resolve to overcome physical suffering.
인제곤 불리온 용대리 천진보타 부처님이시여 오늘 공정하네.
Even a fallen tree limb seems to teach the visitors about hashing, or humility of the heart, a key Buddhism dogma. Humble myself and discard myself. If I empty myself, everything becomes me. Humility is an attitude that every pilgrim hiking up to Bongjangan should have. People crawl, slip, and groan in pain, but nothing can seem to stop them from moving forward.
다리가 좀 삐끗해서 사큼거려가지고 그 발 가서 올래니까는 너무 힘이 들어요 지금. 손님을 빈다는 그 마음, 또 외국에 있는 애 또 세 식구가 사니까 거기도 기도 좀 해주고 그런 마음으로다가 지금 그냥 힘이 들어도 네 발로 기어가면서 여기로 오는 거예요.
Numerous mothers come to Bongjangan to brighten their children's future with their virtuous deeds. There is no way that Buddha will make all their wishes come true. Nonetheless, countless pilgrims have climbed this path over the past 1,300 years. During this exhausting trek, people can look back on themselves and meet their true selves. Perhaps the road to Bongjangan doesn't lead to the fulfillment of your wishes, but to enlightenment. Just when he thinks he can go no farther, Bongjangan appears just ahead. The hermitage at last shows up from behind the oddly formed rocks and dense woods. The pilgrim can finally put down his crushing load.
시원하죠, 뭐 이제 내려놓는 무거운 거 내려놨을 때 그 기분. 내려놓으면 이렇게 시원해요. 이 고향 몸을 내려놓지만은 실질적으로는 마음속에 들어있는 거 내려놓는 거죠. 붙들고 있는 것을.
He presents the offerings he brought up on his back. Here, everything is valued, from electricity and water to food. An especially long day is drawing to a close. It's 10 p.m. Even in total darkness, people keep streaming into the hermitage. Chanjin Botab, a pagoda where Buddha's brain sariras were enshrined 1,300 years ago. The icy winds penetrate into the bones to freeze the body. In spite of the cold and drowsiness, these women continue their prayers deep into the night. Perhaps this is home for your heart, unquestioningly welcoming, like a mother's embrace. In Buddhism, man is said to have 84,000 afflictions. These people try to let go of some by bowing all night long and humbling themselves. It's already daybreak. White clouds envelop Bongjangam, standing on the solid foundation of Soraksan Mountain. These women must have spent the entire night bowing and praying. Did they get to see Buddha today? Buddha said that everything in the world was Buddha. Life is a long journey taken to meet the Buddha in me. Everything I encounter on the way, flowers, trees, winds, and even men, is Buddha. Perhaps everyone in the world is walking down that road, but are not aware of it.